Hello, my name is Kara Lowe, and welcome to our practice, your practice and mine. It is the new year, 2023, and we will practice about 30 minutes, but it's really strongly attached to the theme today. And the oil that we're using is lemon. And I remember when my teacher said, close your eyes and let an oil come to you. And lemon came to me. And I was a bit disappointed because there are so many other oils that seem to be much more grand. So lemon came to me, and when I started to read about lemon at that time, it was much about focus and light. So let's take the energy of lemon into the practice today and into the new year. It has focus, energy, mentally connected, alert, rationality, and joyful. So lemon is the oil. And then from the book by Mark Nepo called 7,000 Ways to Listen, there's a one-liner here that I'll read 3 times. So bring your hands together to the heart center. Settle in, settle down. Our love needs to be bigger than our insanity. Our love needs to be bigger than our insanity. Take one more breath. Our love needs to be bigger than our insanity. And relax your hands to your thighs. So as we sit quietly. And you start to feel the rhythm of the heart. There's always a beat of energy inside of you. And then bring your hands onto your body. I know I used a word insanity, and that seems like a hard word, but let me use words that fit into why I would use the word insanity. So the emotions of that are confusion, inability to focus, a mental fatigue, which a lot of us have taken on in the last couple of years, a lack of joy and energy, guilt and shame, all in that realm. So as we head into the new year, let's jump over to the word love, which incorporates focus, energized energy, mental connection, the feeling of alertness, clarity, and joy. Good. As we start to move, we're in this practice for about 30 minutes, and it'll all be very light and lifted. Allow your right ear to tip to the right shoulder, and then head up and left to your left shoulder. I feel, I feel, I feel. And then head back up, and then a nice tucking of the chin in. I'm going to go with finger pads on the back of the skull, not interlaced fingers, but just tapping into the skull, and give a nice juicy, it's a lemon, right? An energy of pulling in. And then I keep my finger pads on my skull, and I push my skull back into my finger pads. And then just like a sunflower or a flower that's opening to the sunshine, just feel an internal lift up through your spine stem, and let those elbows, petals, extend out to the side. If that doesn't feel good, of course, let your hands come back down to your thighs. Head back to the center, turn your full face to the right. This happens in Warrior Two, where we steer our focus towards the right hand. And then turn your full face out to the left. Left shoulder, left hand in Warrior Two, and then face back to the center. Good. Extend your arms, so your wings out to the side. Rotate your palms up. Take your hands over your head. Good. Feel, feel, feel. It takes my words away sometimes, the stretch. And then hands together and right back to your heart center. Good. Right hand comes across your left thigh and rinse your spine. letting go of those harder words that I mentioned, hard in the body, and then float around to the other side. Press, twist, and back to the center. Hands and knees, tabletop, crawling position. Easy to understand when I say crawling position. Even start to let your spine move up and down. A little is more than nothing. So even if you just get a little drop of the belly and a little bit of a lift, enjoy it. Flossing the spine, and then back to center, and you'll wag the tail. Now it's kind of funny, my seat doesn't really go side to side. It's my upper body that stretches back towards the seat. Just a little bit of the shifting of the seat. And then back to center. Sit your seat back toward your heels. Modifiers, those that are just beginners to the practice, the seat can stay up higher, land on your forearm. Earthbound, this pose. Mother Earth beneath us. All living creatures beneath our hands, our bones. Come back into tabletop and into your first down dog stretch. Walk it out. It's a really great wake-up stretch. I feel it through my whole body. It's not just in arms or legs. And from here, we bend knees, kind of squat back, and then come forward to the top of the mat. Fold in. I come pretty flexible. I am a yoga teacher. I practice about 12 times a week. So don't follow my flexibility. Listen to your body. Stop at the level that feels right for you, and then start to unravel. So I'll push down into my feet, and I'll round up, and I'll roll up, and I'll stand up. The arms go out to the side, hands overhead. Interlace your thumb and push up, climb up a little higher. I'm weighing through the feet. And then hands to heart. Good. 3 sun salute A's, saluting this new year. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, half lift. The rib, belly draw up and in. Step back, plank pose. Feel you holding you up. Knees down, body down. Meet the earth. Shoulders roll back, press, stretch up. Feel your elbows tuck in. Little magic within each pose. Back down to ground. Press back. Child pose if you need it. Down dog if you want it. Having more compassion for yourself. One more breath. Bend your knees, walk in. Body folds, eyes surrender. Back up to the sky, hands over the head and hands to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Half lift. Step back. Meet your crown of the head all the way down to your heels. Knees down, body down. Cobra. Push, push, push. Back to earth. Press back. Down dog. Feet walk in towards your hands about 5 inches. A shorter down dog. And then lift your heels up as you push your heart back. And heels lower. Inhale, heels up. Heart back and down. One more time with breath. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. This time you can hop, you can bend the knees and lightly hop forward. Fold and back up to the sky, hands over the head and hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And we call it Chaturanga Dandasana in Sanskrit as we lower down. Cobra or upward face. A little more power there. Thighs off ground. Draw back. Down dog. I like right leg going up and back. Heart still back towards thigh. And right foot down, left heel up and back. Waking up, expanding energy into the new year. Left foot down, feet step together, bend, walk, hop. Fold, pause. Inhale back up to the sky, hands over the head, hands to your heart, Samastitihi. Good. Hands to the hips. I say listen carefully when I want you to listen carefully. Step your right foot open to the back of the mat. Then open your right foot again. So we went out to the side and then we opened the foot. Bend into your right knee. Again, I'm more flexible, so I'm going for a bigger stance for my body. I would feel it too short for me if I were standing with feet closer together. Arms extend out. Notice what happened. My left shoulder came back with the left arm. Focused, quiet energy towards the right hand. Turn your right palm up, reach up and back. Gaze can stay out towards the front corner of your mat. Come land in your thigh. Notice how I'm bringing the forearm to the thigh, hand over the head. Yogis that like going deeper, they're probably already there, hand into the earth. One more breath. Extended side. Feel it. Rise back into warrior two. Stretch. Straighten the front leg and we'll reach towards, I've got a door there, so I'm reaching towards that door handle and then coming down to the shin bone. A lot of times I'll see people with their arms way back here. If you have trouble, bring your elbow in and then push out of the side body. A little easier to get the arm up. Utthita Trikonasana. Push down to stand back up. Feel your wingspan. Good. And hands on hips. Rotate the feet around. Good. So I don't have my back to you the whole time. I'm turning around. You stay where you're at. I feel like I'm neglecting you. So bend into the left knee. My stance is pretty long. Feels good for my hips and my shoulders. Focus. Concentration, a word that we use in yoga, doesn't mean you have to work hard. You've got to soften to focus. You've got to soften to meditate. Left palm turns up, reach up and back. Stretch from the hip crease. Each pose is held by so many parts and pieces. It's not just my hips that I'm using. Come to land, watch the windmill of my arms, landing and pressing. Remember I said that there are some that'll come down to the ground. In a yoga studio, it causes you to try to be more because you're watching others get to a certain level. We'll get there, but it's a slow, steady journey. Back into warrior two. Good. Straighten the front leg. And slide, glide, reach. Good. Land in the shin. Remember how I said some get this energy here? Bring your whole system down to your rib cage and then push your arm up. Make it easier on yourself. Life itself. The insanity of it all. Good. Push down to stand back up. Good. Hands on hips. Turn your foot in. So as I've moved myself around, just make sure you're wide-legged, standing facing one side of your mat. Extend your arms back out. When you cut into an orange, a lemon, lime, grapefruit, you'll see it looks like a sunshine on the inside. Essential oils expand you out. So lemon, bright, brilliant, yellow color, like the sunshine. Hands to the hips, shoulders up, shoulders back, heart high, throat high, face high. Fold forward towards ground. Fold in. Remembering that I posted a chair yoga the other day and how I gave such nice cueing to stay much higher in each pose. Two more breaths. One more breath. Pop up halfway. Strong legs and core help me get there. Good. Let's drop right hand onto your mat. And you can bring the left hand to your hip to rotate spine in this position. Some of you might, I'll use that word strongly, might be able to rotate into a deep twist. Hand back to the ground. Switch sides. Left hand. Right hand on hip. Turn, look. So that's great. Modified. And then some of you go for the journey of big stretch. Long spine. And hand back down. Hands to hips. Power play. Stand back up. Smile. Good. And then you'll turn your right foot back to the top of the mat again, getting yourself there. Again, that could have been left foot, so bear with me. Tricky to keep myself facing you. All right, let's come to tree pose. Mountain is the beginning stage of any pose where you feel connected to the ground and you find your top of the head is the top of the mountain, and then you branch down through your arms. You have to start out the new year grounded. It's mandatory. And I guarantee after teaching this practice for 15 years that yoga taught properly, done properly, will ground you. Two more breaths. One more breath. Good. Hands on hips. What comes first in tree pose, Vrikshasana, is your focused gaze. That'll hook you into the ground. And my eyes don't waver, they don't move. Right knee out to the side. Right foot steps into your calf. You'll see some yogis in a class coming way up high to the thigh. That just means they're ready for it. Hands to your heart center. My gaze, focus stays on that spot that I've chosen. Then the limbs, your arms, reach up towards the sky. Grounded, rooted, deep, and wide. If you like a wider version, you can take the arms out to the side. Keep the focus and bring the hands back into your center. Hands on hips, knees around to the front, and then push heel forward and foot down. Good. Second side, I still have my space, my spot that I'm looking at. Left knee out to the side, collarbone long. Foot steps in, foot steps up. I stayed to the calf. I still feel like I get a really nice external rotation. Hands gather to your center, your trunk of the tree. And then arms go up towards the sky. I gave you that wide armed idea. You can also go into like the tightrope walker arms. Still focused, still gazing, still breathing. One more breath. Hands back together to your heart center, drawing energy in. Hands land on hips. Knee back around to the front. Good. Push through. That's an energy that sweeps up through the diaphragm, roof of the mouth, and foot lands back on your mat. Shake your arms out, shake your legs out. Take a drink of water, and we sit back down on the ground. I forget who I was listening to. I listened to so many different people, from Mark Nepo to Eckhart Tolle to Sadhguru to Thich Nhat Hanh. I have a big bowl of gurus. I just am always listening and taking notes. And one of them said that someone told them they had lost their mind. And they're like, yeah, that's exactly what I've done. I've lost my mind. So when it's the word insanity used in this quote, confusion, inability to focus, lack of joy, lack of energy, a lot of that gets in the way of you being clear-headed, mindless, and hopefully this practice serves you. So sometimes it's a talking, seated, quieting down meditation. Let's add on just a little bit more here before we close out our New Year's Day practice. Feel the energy in your head. This is the energy that you're carrying into 2023. How's the energy in your head? Quieting behind your eyes. Learning how to relax the muscles around your eyes. Better listeners. That takes a lot of silence from you to be a better listener. More relaxed throughout the body, less tense. Able to feel your body breathing, the inner rhythm. I believe everyone can sit quietly. It might last for 5 seconds, but eventually 10 seconds, 60 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So again, let it take some time to get into a better feeling body. Good, the eyes open just a little bit, gather your legs in, and we'll go ahead and lay back. Again, I don't want to practice for too long today, just getting into your practice. And then you can carry this practice with you whenever you need it, knowing that it's 30 minutes. Good. As you lay back, feel your bones meet the ground. Feel your feet on the ground. You can kind of move them around a little bit. Draw your right knee into your chest, and I'll round up into the knee. Really nice. If you like the energy of the heel pushing forward, of course we do that one quite often in a basic class. Step the foot back in. Right leg up to the sky. Just a nice stretch up. Maybe pull yourself up into the leg. And release your foot down. Left knee in. Round up. Give yourself a pull in, stretch. And I love the feeling of pushing through my right leg forward. Foot steps back in. Leg up. I pulled myself up into that leg. And foot down. Let the feet walk forward slightly, even apart slightly, and then both knees drop out to your right. Upper body, today I'm going to say a big stretch out to the left. And then knees up and over to your left, and a big stretch out to your right. Content. Mindless. My body just wanted to do this. Maybe yours doesn't. Feet together, knees wide. If you have blocks, that's very handy, or a couple of pillows. Supine is the word used when we lay on the ground with the spine. And then heels press forward. You can lay here for as long as you want. What do you need? Write that down on a piece of paper. What is it that I really need? And listen for the answer. It'll come. Shavasana. The mindless pose. Stay here. Rest for as long as you need to. I'll call everybody back in with my voice, with the bringing of the feet back onto the mat. Stretching hands overhead. It even makes, again, my voice sound different. And then make your way to the right side. 3 breaths, nice little tuck in. Two more breaths. One more breath. And then slowly pushing yourself back to sitting up. Let's go hands on body. Nice little hug in. Lemon nourishes the mind. The practice nourishes the body. What a great combo. The practice nourishes the body. Bring your hands together. Nourishment. The light in me honors, respects the light in you. Namaste.